Alright guys, welcome back. This is monopolistic competition in the long run. And so we see that we're going to be in long run equilibrium here. So how can we tell? Well, it turns out the exact same way we can tell if perfectly competitive firms are in long run equilibrium. So let's walk through the steps and we'll see. So it's kind of a perfect combination of perfect competition and monopoly here. So what's happening? Don't worry about all this stuff written down here. I know it's a lot. We'll get to that in a moment. Again, our monopolistic competitive firm finds their optimal output by following the same rule as everybody else. MR equals MC, so that's the quantity. Move up to the demand curve to find the price that they charge. So we have our price right there. Again, we know that in the long run, firm is going to be making zero economic profit. That's why nothing is shaded here. There's no area of loss or of profit. The reason they're making zero economic profit is because the price is equal to ATC. It is equal to average total cost. All of these things are true of a perfectly competitive firm as well. All right, so far, they actually are operating the same way. Now we know there's a major difference. For the perfectly competitive firm, demand and MR are the same, and it's perfectly elastic, a horizontally sloping demand and MR curve. In this case, we have those downward sloping ones, so that does change things a bit. But if we keep in mind, MR equals MC for both, and they're both in the long run making zero economic profit because price equals ATC. So that's true of both of them. What else is different though? So that's how we graph long run. That's really it for long run. Remember, the reason for this is because of entry or exit. When there's entry, the demand curve and the marginal revenue curve for our firm is going to shift to the left. There would be entry because we were making positive economic profit, so our ATC was lower originally, right? Then firms enter, the demand for our firm's product shifts to the left, or exit, we have the opposite effect. But what's different and something that's notable that I want to point out here is notice that we are not at the minimum point of ATC. In a perfectly competitive firm or industry, our firms operate at the minimum of ATC in the long run. All right, we call that a cost minimizing output. But notice that monopolistic competitive firms do not. We are on the downward sloping portion of our average total cost curve, which means we are not at the cost minimizing output. That would be over here where ATC, we know it intersects MC at ATC's minimum. So this point is our cost minimizing output. Well, why does that matter? Well, this point at minimum ATC, that is known as productive efficiency. All right, it's not allocative efficiency. Those are two different things. Allocative efficiency is where the marginal benefit of consuming one more unit of a good is greater than or equal to the marginal cost of producing that. That's this point here, where MC intersects MR. That's the point of allocative efficiency. Allocative efficiency means producing what the economy wants, okay? This case, productive efficiency means producing things at the lowest average cost, and that's going to occur at the minimum point of ATC. So this is sometimes seen as an inefficiency of, it is an inefficiency of monopolistically competitive firms because they are producing a quantity less than the cost minimizing output, or we could say another way, less than the productively efficient output. And so we have a term for this, and this term is excess capacity. So the difference between these two is excess capacity. It's the idea that we are not producing as much as we could to minimize costs. So it is an inefficient quantity being produced. Now again, other videos get into this concept of whether it's actually a good or bad thing. Good side of monopolistic competition, we get all the product diversity, we get lots of innovation, we get lots of new products. All these things are probably really good and benefit us. On the other hand, our outputs are going to be smaller than they should be, and we're going to end up paying a higher price for them as well, since we're operating up here on the downward sloping portion of our ATC curve. If they produce more, we could be charged a lower price. So you have that give and take. There's another video about that. In the end, it's probably not that big of a deal. We probably can live with this efficiency or inefficiency in this case, but again, just know this term of excess capacity and what it means. That difference between what the firm does produce compared to the cost minimizing output. All right, till next time guys, this has been a La Money production.